The Price of Salt is a Polish story. Once upon a time in a certain country in Poland there was a king who was very good, but a little conceited. The king had 3 daughters. The eldest daughter, Clara, the second daughter, Elżbieta, and the youngest, Maria. All 3 of them were beautiful and admired the king very much. One day, the king called the 3 of them before the throne. "Tell me how much you love me. To my daughter who loves me the most, I will give half of the country." The eldest daughter, Clara, stepped forward and said, "Father, I love you more than gold and more than jewels." The king nodded in satisfaction. The second daughter, Elżbieta, said, "Father, I love you more than silver." The king became even more energetic. Finally, the youngest Mary said quietly, "Father, I love you more than salt." "Salt?" The king was surprised and frowned. "Salt is in every kitchen. To put it above me. What a stupid girl." The king was angry and drove Mary out of the castle. The sisters tried to stop it, but it didn't reach the king's ears. Mary wiped away her tears and left the castle, saying, "Father, one day you will understand the importance of salt." Then Mary wandered through the forest. Eventually, he met a kind-hearted young man and was helped by his family. Although they were small farmers, Mary worked well and was loved by everyone. Eventually, I became married to the young man and began to live happily. Now, the king on the other side. Even after expelling Mary, he lived a luxurious life with his eldest and second daughters. But one night, a wizard appeared in the king's dream. "You must know the truth. From tomorrow all the salt of your country will disappear." The next morning, the king woke up and found that the salt warehouses throughout the country were empty. "You can't get salt from the sea or from the Rocky Mountains." The cook said, "Your Majesty, there is no salt in today's soup." The king laughed. "It's not that big." However, when I took a sip of the soup, I thought, wow, brackish. The taste is completely unbearable. The meat, bread, and any feast seemed to have lost their taste. Without salt, meat quickly spoiled, people got sick, and animals weakened. The whole country screamed. At that time, news came from a certain village. "Your Majesty, I heard that Princess Mary has salt." The king was surprised and hurriedly mounted his horse to the village where Mary lived. There, Mary lived with a smile while sharing salt with people. The king knelt down and shed tears. "Mary, I was wrong, your words were true. Salt is more precious than jewels." Mary smiled softly. "Father, my love is like this salt. Even if you don't see it, it is indispensable." Hearing these words, the king hugged his daughter. Then he returned to the country, cherished salt, and taught people that every little thing has real value. From that day on, the king called salt the king's treasure and gave the crown to Mary. That's why they still say it in Poland. A table without salt is like a house without love. End.